video, I'll be talking about a really hot topic. Something hot, fiery, and crazy hot. If you're an avid gardener or a novice gardener and you want to give yourself a little bit of a challenge away from the ordinary, then look no further than growing your own special chili. When I say chili, I don't mean the standard run-of-the-mill chili. I am talking about a chili beast. And this beast is fierce and you really don't want to mess with it. I've grown them for a couple of years now in my home garden and they really look stunning. And what is this garden beast, you may be asking? Well, here you have it. It is the one and only Carolina Reaper. Hi guys, you are in my backyard right now and I am going to show you the Reaper plants that I have left. Now I did have about 2 or 3 more, but they did die on me. I found that in the summertime, if you don't water them consistently, they will die out and they will dry out. Or conversely, if you overwater them, they'll rot and they'll die from a fungal disease. And so really you've got to watch the watering, especially in the hotter months, and make sure that you don't overwater it and also underwater it. And that's probably the leading cause of death for these plants. I found that these plants are quite easy to grow compared to other varieties of chili, other even capsicums or peppers. The first time that I tried growing the Reaper was about 2 years ago, and I'm really glad that these two have lasted me and they're still flourishing. So right now we're in autumn and I'm here in Queensland, Australia, and it's the perfect climate to grow these chili plants. So these are the 2 plants that I have left. They're actually quite striking. They're very nice ornamental chilies to have in your garden. They look very nice. This one here, this one is the chocolate Reaper, and it's got more of a deep chocolate burgundy colour, and this is quite pretty too. So I tried 2 varieties. I tried the ordinary red here and the chocolate version. You can see, hopefully from here, I'll get a close-up later, but you can see all of them growing here. And you get quite a lot on the plant, so you know you'll have more than enough if you want to use them. Although I don't use them anymore because I just find they're too hot, way too hot, and they can be quite deadly. As they ripen or mature, they'll get to that deep red colour, but they do start off green, as you can see over on this chocolate one. There's one right there, and it's still hasn't ripened yet. Yep, so they are quite striking, and they're great little ornamental plants to have. And it's also great to know that you've, achieved growing it yourself, because you know that, well, in 2017 they were declared as the hottest chili in the world, but right now there's Pepper X. Both the Carolina Reaper and Pepper X were created and cultivated by Ed Curry, who is the founder of Puckerbud Pepper Company in the USA. Creating new varieties of chili takes years of patience and is a time-consuming and very long process. Pepper X is rated as the hottest chili in the world since 2023, being 3 times as spicy as the Carolina Reaper. Capsaicin is what gives chili its heat levels, and hot chili peppers are rated by the amount of heat present using Scoville heat units. It's a way of measuring how hot different chili varieties are by the amount of capsaicin compound levels are present. The Carolina Reaper measures at 1.64 million SHUs and Pepper X at 2.693 million SHUs. What I want to say was they do need good composting material in there. I use about 20% of whatever manure I have, and it encourages the flowering of the plant. Also, you want to make sure that you have a good mulch on top so they don't dry out. And when I water them, I pop my finger in the soil just to test how moist the soil is. And if it's moist, you don't want to water it too much. If it's a little bit on the dry side, then go ahead and water it, because that's probably the most important part of caring for these plants. If you can see, guys, I've got these pots here that I made out of tart material, and I might actually do another video to show you how I made them. They're really easy to make. if you've got a sewing machine, you can make so many of these, and you know that not only do you save money, but you're also making a really sturdy pot that you can duplicate for your garden. So this is just a close-up, and you can see they look quite pretty. It's a very pretty, very nice looking plant. They do have that that pointed kind of, you know, harsh lined look. They're not very like round or smooth type chilies. They're quite harsh and pointy. I suppose that represents how hot they are. Stay away because we're deadly. So yeah, this one here, you can see they look very beautiful, and there's a lot more coming now on this plant as well. I actually ended up transplanting this one, so I think that's why it's a little bit smaller than some of the reapers that I've had in the past, which you'll see in my other photographs. So yeah, I did want to mention, I did transplant these plants when it started to cool down a bit, because transplanting chili plants can be a little bit risky in that if you move the root system too much, it doesn't like it. So I try to, if I transplant them, to be very careful not to move the rooting system. So the Carolina Reaper was stated to be the hottest chili in the world according to the 2017 Guinness Book of Records. And being a keen home gardener, I enjoy growing my own produce. It's especially rewarding when you grow plants in the garden that give you a great harvest without too much effort. So I enjoy growing peppers because they look stunning with their striking colours, and they also give you an abundance of fruit without needing to grow too many plants. I had already grown bird's eye chili and other milder varieties, but I'd never tried to grow any extremely hot chili varieties. So seeing the Carolina Reaper in pictures on the internet really inspired me to grow them for myself. So one of the benefits of living in a warm climate like here in sunny Queensland, Australia, is that you can grow a variety of chili peppers all year round, and they're easy enough to look after because they don't usually get attacked by insects. Other produce can get a little finicky, like trying to grow tomatoes and cucumbers, especially in the highest heat temperature of the summertime, and especially when the summer rains hit. The high humidity attracts bugs that love to come out and feed on your crops, for one thing. So consistent watering is another issue. So if you're looking to grow them yourself, just make sure that the weather is warm when sowing your seed. The temperature of the soil should really reach a heat range of 22 to 35 degrees Celsius, as it does here in Queensland toward the end of spring. So they love warm soil. So if they're not sprouting between 7 to 21 days, it's probably because your soil is not hot enough. So mine sprouted within about 10 days. If you want to start them sooner, you could grow them under lamps, or even if you have a greenhouse. I like to use recycled materials in the garden. So I use these plastic kiwi fruit packets from the supermarket because of their, little built-in lid. So these little containers, they function like a little mini greenhouse, and they help to stop the soil from drying out. And I plant the seeds about 1 centimetre deep into the soil, and then I cover them. So you should always consistently check to make sure that the soil hasn't dried out and it's always damp to the touch. So sometimes I use cocoa peat to sprout my seeds, but you can also use just a standard potting mix, and that'll do the job as well. So after they're about 3 or 4 centimetres in height, then I take them out and transplant them into bigger pots. You could also fertilise the plant every week with a manure tea. Chili plants don't like too much water, as the root system can rot and eventually kill the plant. So I think it's all about trial and error, and the more you garden with the nightshade family of plants, the better you'll get at caring for them. So chilies can grow all year round in warm climates, and they can also be grown as an annual in a cool climate, but really they should be kept in a warm place like a greenhouse or indoors to ensure that they will reach maturity. So it takes about 90 days for maturity. And in warm climates, the plant should live through the winter and also keep on producing fruit. They will usually show signs of dying or yellowing, as in my case. My Reaper plants seem to be the most resilient out of my other chili plants, and they continue to fruit even through the winter time. So growing the Carolina Reaper isn't hard. From my experience, I think that any home gardener who lives in a warm climate can grow them successfully. And if you're keen to grow this hot beast in your garden, just remember to stay safe and never play with fire. So did I try eating them? No, I decided not to. Actually, no, I will tell you, I did have a teeny little slither, and that was enough for me. Seriously, it is so hot. After seeing these cool macho guys on YouTube trying to prove how brave they were by chewing and swallowing it, only to find their egos sorely bruised. So apparently a 34-year-old guy had to go to the ER after he had severe and striking head pains for days after eating the Reaper. Guys, take care when handling the Reaper. Guys, always stay safe and make sure that you wear gloves when cutting the chili for using it or to save your seed. I did get myself into a bit of a pickle when I cut into the Reaper without gloves. So guys, don't do my mistake. I did a separate video on that if you want to know more about what happened. So guys, I better go now, but thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got something out of it. They're great little plants, and I hope you try it for yourself. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in another video.